Hi, ladies. Well, I'm coming today with a blog, and I wasn't really sure whether to do this post in a blog or in a written post, and I decided that I'd do this in a blog. I think it's the best way to do this. Um, to kind of explain, maybe a little better. And you could see my face and my expression and hear my voice and tone, and you'll know better, kind of how I feel about this. And it's not that I feel particularly sad or bad about the incident. Um, I feel bad for my husband because he got a little slap of reality that I think he wasn't even sure was there, or maybe he was, but just hadn't seen it. Yesterday, we went up to my husband's old college town, Bellingham, Washington, and he loves Bellingham, and that's where he went to school at Western Washington University. And we've been thinking about moving somewhere north in Western Washington, but we weren't really sure where. So yesterday we had kind of a tour of Mount Vernon and Burlington and Bellingham, trying to figure, what those towns are like, what the neighborhoods are like, what the possible places to live, and things like that. And so we just went all the way up to Bellingham first, and he was just so excited, and he was telling me all about, when he used to live there, and taking me through his old university and where he used to live and the place he used to go, and he was so excited. And he was like, "Oh, I will take you downtown to Boundary Bay Brewery." But he's like, "No, no, no. I want to take you over to another place called Fairhaven, where he used to go. And there's this place that I used to go to, and I think you're going to like it, and we can have a beer and stuff and sit." And I'm a person that likes beer, so I was really excited. I was like, "Okay, it's someplace." So we go, and it's a place kind of downstairs, underground. And so we go in there, and when we get there, there are maybe, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 people in there. It's a small place. Not a lot of people, sitting in there. And it's kind of quiet, and they got some music going. And we sit down, and we sit, and it takes a while for the woman to come over and give us a menu. I don't know why it takes a while, but it takes a while. And they're right, maybe cat a corner behind me is a group of students, some guys and a couple of girls, a group of students there and stuff. And they look like students, they're young people and stuff. And so they're there, and they're sitting there, and we're sitting here, and she goes over there and she talks to them, and then she leaves. And then for some reason she finally comes over, and she gives us menus and stuff, and kind of drops them on the table, and then just goes away. And then she comes back, and we order our beer, and it's kind of Matt asks lots of questions. I just order a beer. Matt asks lots of questions. She kind of answers the questions and stuff. She doesn't seem very thrilled to be serving us, but I don't really pay it much attention. Whatever and stuff. And then she goes away, and then we're there, and the table cat a corner to me, right behind me. I know she's come to serve them and to ask them what they want and to check up on them at least 3 times while we're sitting there. And Matt tries to kind of wave at her to get her to notice us. And it's not like she's that far. It's not maybe from here, I don't know, a couple. It's not like she's that far. It's not like she can't see us. It's not like she can't see Matt. It's not like she can't see that we're sitting there at some point with 2 empty beer glasses. Half. There's a point where we're halfway. There's a point where we're 3/4. There's a point where we're empty. And any other place, somebody would have been over there to say, "Hey, would you like another beer?" or whatever. But she didn't even come over to do that. "You okay? You want another beer? Ready?" She didn't even do that. And so Matt's like, "Wow, what's wrong? What's wrong with her? Why is she not, serving us and all this stuff?" I personally already knew why it was, but Matt didn't know, and I wasn't really gonna tell him. At that point, I want to burst his bubble. And so, if it had been crowded, or she had been ignoring the other table, I could have, excused it as bad service or it was busy or whatever. But that place was not busy. That place was not busy at all. And that was like, she's just standing behind that that counter, and it's like she won't even look over here. And when she came over there to when she came when she came over there to help the other table, he was like, she won't even look over here. She won't even look at us. He's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And he was getting upset. And so after a while, I was like, Matt, this hasn't happened to you before. And he was like, what? I say, it hasn't happened to you that somebody's kind of ignored you or maybe giving you bad service because you were part of an interracial couple. And he was like, well, no, no. And I was like, oh yeah, it's happened to me a couple of times. I say, but not enough that stuff has happened to me. Not enough that maybe it's happened. I could count it on one hand how many times it's happened up here. It's not a lot, but it's happened. Usually when people are not not happy that a black woman and a non-black or white man are together. It's usually black men, and they're usually vocal, about it. But there's something that I've been noticing here lately, and we discussed with a couple of other women who are in interracial marriages and relationships uh, yesterday. It's this thing I didn't really notice until here, like I say, black men, yeah, whatever, But it's this thing I've noticed with some white women who are, I don't know, threatened. Can't really believe we're together. Can't believe he chose me. Can't believe we're married. Now this is a young woman who was at this restaurant yesterday. I mean, at this bar yesterday. This is a young woman. So me and my husband, I don't know if she was attracted to him. I don't know if that was it. She couldn't believe it, but I don't think it was. I just think it's just sometimes unbelievable for some white women to believe that a white man would choose a black woman. Uh, I think if it had been a black man and a white woman, she probably wouldn't have done that. But it was the other way around. And so it was threatening her superior sense of attractiveness that has been overtly and subtly told to her all her life. Um, you know, it's just that's just how it is. It's you know, there are that's how it is, and so when that is threatened, people get upset. People get weirded out. People get freaked out. And poor Matt was just upset. And I was upset because my husband was upset. I could care less about the chick who's having, problems because she's thinking she's not, you know, always, something's not her spot on the totem pole is somehow been threatened. Her I could care less about. But Matt being upset, and he was upset. He's like, well, this is a place, and I went to college here, and everybody was really cool, and this and that, and and stuff. And I was like, well, this is a college town, a little town in northern Washington that was pretty much all all white and stuff, and at that point I'm the only black person that was in that establishment, and stuff. And this happened to me before. I've been the only black person in an establishment. That's not the thing. I'm never kind of like about that part. But I think that she just couldn't believe it. It was just unbelievable to her. And that happens. I know of many women who are in interracial relationships that have gotten the kind of weird side eye. And listen, I'm not calling racism on folks just willy nilly out of the blue. If I'm saying that an incident has happened, it is not something out of a figment of my imagination. It is too serious for me to do that to it. So if I say it, it's because I have noticed a pattern or noticed a pattern of behavior that is obvious, that's not just something in my mind, that is obvious, that I know something is wrong. I wasn't paying her much attention. He got up. I was saying at that point at the end of it when he was like, I can't, and I was like, I'm getting out of here. Let's get out of here. I got up, I picked up my handbag and I left and I told him, pay for those beers. Don't you give that chick a tip, and then we got on the street and I started to, and he was like, well, it couldn't be true, it just, and stuff. And I think, yeah, it sometimes it is, you can't believe it, but I've seen it happen. I know it's happened to other people. Other people have given me, kind of told me about incidents like that happening. So, I know it's happened. So that's kind of the incident part of it. I want to come back with kind of my thoughts on, you know, the incident and this kind of sense of entitlement that's going on with some white women. Thanks. Be back in a second. Bye.